Well, tonight from our Facing Race team, a push to get more cannabis retail licenses into the hands of black and brown business owners is gaining some momentum in the State House.
Roughly 92% of those in the state's cannabis industry are white. Facing Race's PJ Randawa explains how a proposed law is working to change that.
For 3 years, the Washington State Legislature has been studying how to make its cannabis licensing program more inclusive to black and brown business owners. Now, this is important because according to state data, only 4% of black applicants received a cannabis license.
This is where it all started here.
In the early 2000s, Mike Asai and Peter Manning owned medical cannabis dispensaries in downtown Seattle. But in 2015, when recreational cannabis became legal, they and dozens of other legitimate business owners were forced to close and reapply for new cannabis retail licenses.
To be the first downtown medical cannabis dispensary and to be unjustly shut down and cut out, it's been painful and traumatic.
When we applied for our licenses, we weren't getting them. It was like there was 50 different reasons why you didn't qualify. We didn't have people that cared at that time about equity.
Do you see why people of color feel like they just can't catch a break?
Yes.
Last year, we brought those concerns to the Liquor and Cannabis Board. There are still no black-owned dispensaries in the city of Seattle. This is after 2 years of this task force in place. Do you call that a failure?
Yes. I would call that a failure, a missed opportunity.
I believe the story brought to light what was in the dark and was the lack of inclusion. There was this illusion of inclusion in the cannabis industry with African American.
It shined the spotlight. I was like, oh my God. I feel validated.
Behind the scenes, State Senator Rebecca Saldana had been discussing that failure for years.
It really set it up so that the people that could participate were people that had deep pockets or access to a lot of money. And so what we said is we weren't going to do any more new licenses until we looked at social equity.
Senator Saldana is now sponsoring legislation requested by the Liquor and Cannabis Board to add roughly 100 retail licenses for social equity applicants, which can be used in any city or county that allows cannabis sales.
Once they get the license, they have a time period to be able to find the location, because otherwise you're paying rent, trying to build it out, and not making any income during that time period. So this gives them a chance to a little bit more flexibility.
The bill would also issue 100 new producer licenses for those who want to grow and sell cannabis products. Some worry the addition of so many new licenses could disrupt the existing market.
7.8 million Washingtonians can only consume so much cannabis, and the market can only grow literally within the state borders.
The bill currently issues 100 producer licenses. You probably have heard our market is oversaturated.
When I hear oversaturation, I hear fear, which is natural, but I also hear that they don't really get it. What we're looking at is creating a pathway to opportunity.
It's an opportunity that puts people like Mike and Peter at the front of the line. Social equity applicants will be awarded licenses based on how much they were impacted by the war on drugs.
America's public enemy number one is drug abuse.
An effort that began in 1971 to combat illegal drug use by incarcerating poor people of color, mostly from inner cities.
I was black, I have an eighth of weed, I'm going to jail. If I was white, I had an eighth of weed, it'd get dumped on the ground, and I would go on about my business. And that was evident because of the arrest rate. It was 4 to 1 in a population that is 2% black and 97% white. So we can see that there's some bias there.
Applicants with prior drug arrests or who lived in an area with historically higher drug conviction rates will get licensing priority. The application process for the social equity program opened March 1st. So what was it like for you to apply for that license a couple days ago?
To finally have a chance after over 7 years to be able to apply again for retail felt good. But at the same time, it's also painful to still be in this position.
Are you optimistic?
I am. I'm this close, but will I make it? I don't know. But do I deserve it? Absolutely.
Social equity applicants can apply for a special license until March 30th. For more information on how to apply, go to our website, king5.com, and look for this story. In Olympia, for Facing Race, I'm PJ Randawa.